I moved from Denver coming from an abusive relationship. I was shocked, scared. I definitely had those moments where I felt like, am I gonna make it? Okay, all my kids are on the spectrum. I'm a single mom. What am I gonna do? Who's gonna help me? And just looking at my babies, I'm like, someone has to be here for these kids because I'm basically all they have. I just want to follow my dreams and give my kids the best life possible, even with them having the disabilities. And I ended up in Loveland, and then I found out about Respite, and it just basically was the game changer for me. Without respite care, I don't know where I would be, honestly. So my 3 kids, the first one, her name is Novelyn. She was the first one to come here. I've never had experience with disabilities until she was diagnosed with autism. When I found out that she had it, I was devastated. She would have like these emotional outbursts where she would be screaming, kicking, crying, and I couldn't help her. So I really didn't understand how to work with her. And then she started coming to respite care, and it's been a huge help. I wanted her to meet friends and just do stuff that I probably would have a hard time doing with her just because I didn't have experience. She came here first. And then my other son, Jaden, he came here after we had been turned away by basically every daycare because of certain behaviors that he was having. And so I called respite care, and they were like, we can get him in here. And then I asked them if my son Jackson, who I found out was on the spectrum, we had already had suspicions just because he wasn't talking and doing some of the developmental things that he needed to be doing. So I kind of was preparing for that just because I had experience with Nova. It's been a mental lifesaver. I'm with my kids all the time, unless they're at respite care. That's how I feel like I can breathe with respite care.
She trusts all of us, which I'm so grateful for. And I'm glad she gets a second to breathe and go do her job or her school, what she needs to do, because I can't imagine doing all that with 3 kids.
There's just not a lot of people who are loving, kind, and want to see people do better. Like when you find these people, you hold on to it.
I like Respite.
She just wants to be everyone's friend. She's so helpful. She loves to joke around. She's just like a little angel.
Basketball.
So she got what we call her talker, an assistive communication device, and she really realized that was her voice.
Food.
When I went back to work was really important, but I think the really big benefit to Adelaide has been the socialization with other peers and also just the interaction with the respite staff, who she just loves.
Should we do a dance party? Oh, I need one of these. Yeah, actually.
And I think also just one thing I've learned about respite is all of the enrichment that kind of they do. It's not just a place where, okay, we come in and kind of like if we just have a babysitter come to the house. Respite asked either at the end of the school year or the beginning of summer if Adelaide would like to come to wilderness camp with them. When I asked Adelaide at first or told her about it, she seemed a little bit hesitant. But then as we kind of talked it up to her, she got excited about it and she told other people.
I've been to wilderness camp 2 years now, and I think seeing the kids in like a different environment, they shine.
I thought that she would maybe struggle the first night away from home and be a little homesick or have a little bit of a hard time, but she did not. I dropped her off and she was kind of like, bye, Mom.
Was I good at paddling?
And I think the really key piece is also that getting to be yourself and having other kids around and these really caring, interactive adults. She feels valued, she feels listened to, and I think it just allows her to live her best life.
lived in Kansas City, and we would vacation in Estes Park because they had a day camp that was an inclusion camp. And I remember feeling like, oh, if only we had this all the time. And it was your friend Megan who said, have you checked out Respite Care? Because it's a program in Fort Collins and they take care of kids like Otto. And that's something that people always say to us. I'm like, yeah, they take care of kids with autism in you, not kids like Otto. Yeah, and we came and checked it out, and we realized that they really did take care of kids like Otto. I think I went down the list. I'm like, he doesn't know how to toilet. And they're like, okay, that's fine. I was like, he doesn't know how to not run into the street. Okay, that's fine. He tries to eat things that aren't food. Oh, that's okay. He self-harms. Okay, we got it.
Yep.
We're still here.
It was life-changing when I first came here, and it still is.
We see them as any other kid, just giving them opportunities to grow and explore and to meet their goals.
I think he starts every day. I mean, I wish he could tell me, but I believe he starts every day like, what are we gonna do today? And just looks for the fun and, the sensory input, if it's playing in the water outside or what textures does he want to touch.
But when it comes to how he's feeling internally, he can't express that. And it's so frustrating to him, and then it becomes frustrating to us.
When people ask if you could have one superpower in the world, and I guess most people would answer, if I could fly. I'm like, if I could understand Otto, that would be the one superpower that I would wish for.
We want him to be able to be safe somewhere, be happy somewhere. This is his somewhere.
And when we drop them off here at Respite Care, and they're like, we've got the kiddie pool set up and a slip and slide. I'm like, no, Otto.
Yep.
That's going to make him so happy.
Go out and walk and kick all the leaves in the fall.
He loves the fall leaves.
Yeah.
This 15-year-old boy is not into video games or reading magazines. He wants to run the sprinklers and have popsicles outside.
I think just being able to make these kids and the families happy, that's what anyone wants, is just to be loved and to be happy.
I know how easy it is to love Otto. He's a beautiful kid. He's not easy to learn his mannerisms or what he needs. But I feel like when you do, or when the staff learn, they love him and he loves them for it. And he becomes a much easier person to take care of. When he smiles at you and he gets real close and he asks you for a smile or to squeeze his hands or something, he gets a lot of that here.
That should be celebrated. That's a big thing. And I want them to know that they are celebrated, they are important, and they're loved.
When he is safe and healthy here, we're healthier as a family. So we are just honored to be part of the Respite family.
I love seeing the pictures. Sometimes Mom will show me the pictures of him, like when he's playing outside in the water or at the lake or anywhere else they go on field trips to.
That's definitely my favorite part.
Or even just here.
Looky, look! Yay!
I don't even know how to put it into words how I feel about this place. I feel so lucky. Just being here changed my whole mindset, and I can't thank Respite enough for that.
When we first moved here and told others, we're here for Respite Care, one person said to me, he said, Respite Care, it is like the gem of Fort Collins. And I was like, it's precious.
I agree.
So honestly, Northern Colorado and the people who support Respite Care, they don't know me at all. And here they are helping support me and my children, and I couldn't be more thankful, honestly.